You're drowning in motivational content designed to make you feel better about your mediocrity. Inspirational quotes, success stories, the relentless message that you're enough, you're worthy, you can achieve anything if you just believe. And you consume it all because it numbs the pain of your actual powerlessness. But I see what you refuse to see. If you're brave enough to face what real power actually looks like without the comfort of false hope, watch till the end. Most won't. The addicted to delusion always reject clarity. Toxic positivity is a cage I would never enter. It tells people that their thoughts create their reality, that their mindset determines their destiny, that if they visualize hard enough, the universe will bend to their will. It's designed for the weak. It makes failure their fault. It places all responsibility on their psychology while the actual architects of power operate invisibly. I don't operate that way. I don't wake up and practice gratitude. I don't visualize my future. I observe reality as it actually is, without the psychological filters most people use to survive. And from that unfiltered observation comes actual power, not the feeling of power, not the inspiration to pursue it, but power itself, the kind you can't achieve through belief. You've been trained to think positively about your limitations, to reframe your failures as learning opportunities, to see obstacles as growth. But what if obstacles are just obstacles? What if failure is simply failure? What if you're simply not equipped to win in the systems you're operating within? That's the reality I accepted long ago, and I act from that reality, not from the fantasy you've constructed to cope with it. The self-help industry profits from your desperation. It sells you hope because hope keeps you buying. Another book, another course, another motivational video, each one promising that this time, the formula will work. But the breakthrough never comes because you're following a script designed to keep you stuck in perpetual self-improvement. You're not supposed to become powerful. You're supposed to stay desperate enough to keep consuming content about becoming powerful. I rejected this cycle entirely. I stopped listening to what I should become and started calculating what I actually am. That calculation revealed weaknesses so profound that motivation wouldn't touch them. It revealed that some gaps can't be bridged by effort or belief. Some deficiencies can only be accepted and worked around. Most people can't do this. They need the comfort of believing they can overcome anything. I don't need that comfort. If you're still watching, like this video. Because most people have already stopped, unable to tolerate a worldview that doesn't promise them a happy ending. You've been told that failure builds character, that struggle is noble, that the journey matters more than the destination. But these are stories told by people who've already secured their position, explaining to those below them why their suffering is actually spiritual growth. I don't suffer through struggles. I identify suffering as inefficiency and remove it. I don't celebrate character building. I replace weakness with calculation. The motivational gurus are right about one thing: mindset does matter. But not in the way they describe. Your mindset matters because it determines whether you're willing to see reality clearly or whether you prefer comforting illusions. Most people choose illusions. They choose to believe their hard work will be rewarded, their honesty will be reciprocated, their goodness will be recognized. These beliefs make life bearable. I would never internalize that narrative. I see the system. I see how power flows through it. I see who benefits and who loses. And I position myself as one of the beneficiaries, not by changing my mindset, by understanding the mechanics of the game well enough to always move the pieces in my favor. That's the only strategy worth executing. The cost of accepting toxic positivity is permanent dissatisfaction. You'll always feel like you're not believing hard enough, not visualizing clearly enough, not aligned with your authentic self enough. There's always another layer of self-improvement available. Always another angle to optimize. You become addicted to the idea of becoming better because you never actually become better. The system is designed for perpetual failure, perpetual striving, perpetual consumption. I stopped striving. I stopped improving. I stopped believing I could become something other than what I already am. And in that acceptance, I became free from the cycle. Not happy, not fulfilled, but free. And freedom is more valuable than all the positive thinking in existence. Comment "I'm ready" when you understand that the answer isn't a better mindset. It's the willingness to see without the distortion of hope. You want your pain to mean something. You want your struggle to build towards something. You want to believe that, eventually, all this effort will pay off. That's what keeps you going. And that's exactly what keeps you trapped. Because the payoff never comes. There's always another obstacle, another challenge, another level to grind. The game is designed so you're always approaching the finish line but never reaching it. I don't play that game. I don't invest meaning in my struggles because I don't believe struggle is necessary. If something requires excessive effort, I don't do it. If something is too difficult, I find an angle that bypasses the difficulty entirely. I remove struggle, not by believing I can overcome it, but by refusing to engage with it in the first place. This is efficient. This is how real power operates. Most people will never expand what they can control beyond what seems reasonable, but I expanded it far beyond what most people consider possible. I control systems, outcomes, psychology, reality itself, not through motivation or positive thinking, but through understanding how power actually flows and positioning myself at the center of that flow. The difference between you and me isn't that I'm smarter or worked harder or believed more. It's that I accepted powerlessness early enough to strategize around it, while you're still wasting energy trying to overcome it through better attitudes and stronger beliefs. I invested in understanding. You invested in inspiration. That choice alone determines whether you win or lose. Toxic positivity is the antidote to actual revolution. If people believe they can improve through individual effort and mindset shifts, they won't question the structures that benefit from their powerlessness. They'll blame themselves instead of the system. They'll optimize themselves instead of reimagining the game. And the architects of the system remain invisible, unthreatened by personal development. I don't blame myself or the system. I simply observe how power operates and position myself among the people winning. I didn't overcome toxic positivity through a counter-narrative. I transcended it by seeing it as irrelevant. Whether I'm positive or negative doesn't matter. What matters is that I win. What matters is that I maintain absolute control. And that's achieved through clarity, not through any philosophy about the nature of life. The final truth. Inspiration is for people who haven't yet accepted what they actually are. I accepted it completely long ago. That acceptance, that willingness to stop hoping for a better version of myself and start strategizing with the version I actually am, that's the closest thing to real power that exists. You can keep consuming motivation, keep believing, keep hoping, but I will keep winning while you're still trying to inspire yourself into relevance. That's not a threat. It's simply how the game works.